Saturday afternoon in our beach hut. Here we are. Well done to Emma and the team who've put this all together. It's great, you know, we've got over here, we've got somewhere to cook and to make a cup of tea. We've got some chili and other foods up here, and we've got biscuits and tea and coffee and juice and some really encouraging words on the wall, and all overlooking the main part of Bournemouth Beach, which is pretty cool. So if you haven't used it yet, or you want to use it for a team meeting, just get it onto beachhut@faithworkswessex.org.uk. Send a note. Emma will then put you into the timetable. It's a really good way of having a bit of time out maybe, or a bit of chance for your team to come and meet down here. Please use it. We've got it, or actually we've got this and the next one then. The second half of the summer all the way through to September, so book it up and we'll see if it's useful for people. That's part of our, do you remember our roadmap? There were 3 elements to that. Resilience, well, this is part of building resilience, having the sort of somewhere good for us to be, but also we talked about team and we talked about brand. The brand stuff's going really well. We're now at the point where we've accumulated after 3 sessions a lot of stuff about how not only what our story is but how we tell our story, and we're going to try and pulling that out into a couple of options for you. But one of the interesting ones that the guys at ARC threw over the wall to us was, if you had to give FaithWorks a persona, or someone to personify who or what FaithWorks is about, who would that be? And they threw out a really interesting idea, which was, are we a bit like Bear Grylls? Okay, we're not asking people to climb mountains, but we are about helping people find themselves, find out who they are, building courage, but all from and listening to people. I saw one of his shows the other day, and did lots of listening to people telling their story, but actually all from a Christian perspective, all from that solid foundation. And I wonder whether Bear Grylls is a good way of describing who we are. Any other thoughts? Give us a shout. So there's brand stuff, there's resilient stuff, and there's team stuff. And just a quick update on the team. So Claire Holly has now been placed into that support team leader role within, do you remember the red amber, the amber part of the work that the homelessness team get together. So one of the things she's had a win with is she's going along to one of the food runs now and doing what they call a connection station. So it's a chance for people to ask her questions, to actually for her to link them in with the statutory authorities, but also the other help that might be there. She had a real win in the last couple of weeks. So 2 people have got into accommodation because she's been there at one of the food runs. So well done, Claire, and thank you for taking on that role. You know, we've appointed Rachel to the volunteer supporter training role. She's going to start working with Claire Stonia from July, which is great news. And we've just put out there a finance officer job description and a recruitment started on that. So if you know anybody who might be good for that, please pass on the information that Claire sent out. We want to see some great candidates for that, just as we have for the other jobs. So those 3 things. One other thing I thought was worth just describing to you. Some of you will have heard me talk about we're involved in an access to food partnership as part of, particularly within the BCP area. And what is that all about? So the goal there is that everyone should be able to have to feed themselves enough nutritious food all of the time. So rather than having this idea of, we've just got to get people out of hunger, actually we're setting the bar saying we want people to be food resilient. And how are we doing that? So it's helping them with crisis, obviously, but also then trying to build the skills, the confidence, and and make sure they've got the equipment that they need. So some real practical stuff about that, but also looking at some of the strategic stuff across the whole of the area. Are there parts of our towns where there is no food setting which can help them with? It's great that Jill and Alan and the team over in Poole are now starting to put in place working with some of the satellites. They've just got all the shelving in at St Clement's there. That's the sort of thing that we're looking at. And also trying to make sure it's a priority on some of the statutory authorities. So we talked to the fire service the other day, who do something like 7,000 home visits a year to make sure that people are safe, but also not just safe from the point of fire, but safe from all aspects of their life. And they're great eyes and ears to be able to spot people in hidden hunger. So we're going to start working with them. And so there's going to be some work also about trying to rethink how community meals work, because in the past we've had lots of lunch clubs all over the conurbation, but actually is that the right way going forward now? Or actually is there a new way of looking at community meals, maybe literally having a community meal, intergenerational, everybody brings something to that meal. So I know that Tracy and the gang over in Christchurch are looking at that as well. So there's lots of different ideas around it, but that's what the Access to Food Partnership is all about. And I get to chair the forum and the little steering group. So we've got a real chance to influence people and actually influence the whole area for good, in terms of not just seeing an end to poverty, but seeing people really able to stand on their own 2 feet. So that's enough from me. You'll probably know I've got to go to France to try and help bring Julia's mother-in-law back to the UK over these next couple of weeks. We'll be gone from Friday night. We'll still be around because there's a bit of debate as to whether we have to quarantine in France now, but we'll be online over the course of the next 2 weeks. So we'll see you in some form or other very soon. Have a good week, and as it says on the wall in here, keep encouraging one another. You do a great job in doing that, but hopefully you can do that even more as we go along. See you soon at the beach up.